Life is filled with moments of uncertainty, struggle, and pain. In these times, we may feel like we are standing in the middle of darkness, unsure of where to go. But Buddhism teaches us that darkness is not the end. It is a part of life, a phase that carries its own wisdom and lessons. These 10 spiritual lessons inspired by Buddhist teachings will help you navigate the darkness with courage, clarity, and inner strength. Lesson 1. Shift your perspective. Darkness often feels overwhelming because we resist it. We see it as something bad, something that shouldn't be there. But Buddhism teaches us that life is not just about happiness and light. It is a balance between light and dark, joy and suffering. The way we perceive darkness determines how it affects us. Imagine standing in a pitch-black room. At first, it feels terrifying. But if you stand still and let your eyes adjust, you begin to see faint outlines and realize that the darkness isn't as threatening as it seemed. This is what happens when we shift our perspective. Instead of seeing darkness as an enemy, see it as a part of life that you can work with and learn from. The Buddha taught that suffering is one of the 4 noble truths of life. But he didn't stop there. He showed that suffering is also the path to enlightenment. If we accept that challenges are inevitable, we can start to see them as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. When you find yourself in a dark phase, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? This question alone can open your mind to new insights. Darkness doesn't need to paralyze you. By changing how you see it, you take the first step toward overcoming it. Lesson 2. Define your fear. Fear grows stronger when it is left undefined. In the darkness, your mind creates all sorts of stories, magnifying your anxieties. The teachings of Buddhism remind us to approach life with mindfulness. This means observing what we feel without judgment and seeing things as they truly are. When you feel overwhelmed by fear, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of? Is it the fear of failure? The fear of rejection? Or is it something deeper, like the fear of losing control? When you clearly identify your fear, it starts to lose its power. In Buddhist philosophy, fear is often seen as a creation of the mind. It is not the external situation that causes fear, but our thoughts about it. By practicing mindfulness, you can separate yourself from these thoughts and view them as passing clouds. They are not permanent, and they do not define you. Once you name your fear, you can start to address it. For example, if you are afraid of failing, you can look at the situation logically. Is the fear realistic, or is it exaggerated? Often, simply acknowledging your fear helps you realize that it is not as insurmountable as it feels. Defining your fear allows you to take control of it rather than letting it control you. It is the first step toward finding clarity and peace in the midst of darkness. Lesson 3. Use darkness as a teacher. Darkness has a purpose. Without it, we would not understand the value of light. In Buddhism, suffering is seen as a teacher. It is through our struggles that we grow, learn, and evolve. Think of the challenges in your life as seeds buried in the soil. The soil is dark and heavy, but it provides the conditions necessary for growth. Without the darkness, the seed would not sprout and transform into a plant. In the same way, the difficult times in our lives prepare us for greater strength and understanding. When you are facing darkness, ask yourself, what is this experience teaching me? Perhaps it is teaching you patience, resilience, or compassion. Every challenge has something to offer if you are willing to look for the lesson. The Buddha's own journey to enlightenment was filled with suffering. He left a life of luxury to face the realities of pain, loss, and death. Through these experiences, he gained the wisdom that would later guide millions. His life is a testament to the idea that darkness can lead to transformation. Instead of running away from your struggles, embrace them as opportunities to grow. Remember that even in the darkest times, there is wisdom to be found. The darkness is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Lesson 4. Light your own fire. In the depths of darkness, it is tempting to wait for someone else to bring light. But Buddhism emphasizes self-reliance. The Buddha's words, "Be a lamp unto yourself," remind us that we have the power to ignite our own inner light. Your light comes from within. It is your inner strength, your values, and your purpose. When you connect with these, you find the courage to face any challenge. This light is not dependent on external circumstances. It shines even in the darkest times because it is rooted in who you are. Think about what gives your life meaning. Is it your love for others? Your creativity? Your desire to help the world? These are the flames that keep your inner fire alive. When you focus on them, the darkness around you becomes less significant. Lighting your own fire doesn't mean ignoring your struggles. It means drawing strength from within to face them. It means remembering that you are not powerless, even when life feels overwhelming. You have the ability to create your own light, no matter how dark the situation may seem. Lesson 5. Visualize the light beyond. When surrounded by darkness, it is easy to feel hopeless. But Buddhism teaches us the importance of intention and visualization. What you focus on shapes your reality. Even in the midst of struggle, if you can visualize a brighter future, you create a sense of hope and direction. Close your eyes and imagine what life will look like once you've moved past your current challenge. Picture the peace, joy, and strength you will feel. This visualization is not about escaping reality but about reminding yourself that the darkness is temporary. The Buddha often spoke about the concept of impermanence. Just as the seasons change, so do our circumstances. Darkness is not eternal, it will pass. Holding on to this truth can give you the strength to keep moving forward. Visualization also helps you stay focused on what truly matters. When you have a clear picture of where you want to go, it becomes easier to take the steps needed to get there. The light beyond the darkness is not just a distant dream, it is a possibility waiting for you to claim it. Lesson 6. Silence the noise. The world is full of distractions. When you are facing darkness, these distractions can make it harder to find clarity. The teachings of Buddhism emphasize the power of silence. In silence, we reconnect with our true selves and find the answers we are looking for. When your mind is filled with doubts, fears, and negative thoughts, it becomes difficult to see clearly. But when you create moments of silence, you give yourself the space to breathe and reflect. This silence doesn't have to be literal. It can simply mean stepping away from the chaos and allowing yourself to be present. Meditation is one of the most effective ways to cultivate inner silence. By focusing on your breath or a single point of awareness, you quiet the mental noise and create a sense of peace. In this state, you often find the clarity and strength needed to face your challenges. Silence is not about escaping your problems. It is about creating a space where you can confront them with a calm and focused mind. Lesson 7. Turn to stories of resilience. Human beings are deeply inspired by stories. In Buddhism, parables and teachings are often shared through stories of resilience and transformation. These stories remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. The Buddha himself overcame great obstacles to attain enlightenment. His story is one of perseverance, wisdom, and compassion. Similarly, the lotus flower, a symbol often associated with Buddhism, grows in muddy waters yet rises above to bloom in beauty. Hearing about others who have faced and overcome darkness can be incredibly motivating. These stories show us that no matter how difficult life may seem, there is always a way forward. Lesson 8. Create a ritual for strength. Buddhism places great importance on rituals. These are not just symbolic acts but meaningful practices that ground us and provide strength in challenging times. A ritual can be as simple or elaborate as you like, but its purpose is to connect you with your inner self and your intentions. A ritual gives you something to hold on to when everything feels uncertain. It becomes a reminder of your strength and resilience. Lesson 9. Take action no matter how small. Buddhism teaches the value of action. When faced with darkness, it is easy to feel stuck or paralyzed. But even the smallest step forward can make a difference. Action doesn't have to be grand or perfect. It can be as simple as reaching out to a friend, taking a deep breath, or setting a small goal for yourself. What matters is that you keep moving forward. The act of taking action builds momentum. It reminds you that you are not powerless in the face of your struggles. Every small step brings you closer to the light. Lesson 10. Let go of what weighs you down. Buddhism teaches that much of our suffering comes from attachment. We hold on to things, people, and ideas that no longer serve us, creating unnecessary pain. Letting go is not about giving up. It is about releasing what is holding you back so you can move forward. Ask yourself, what am I clinging to that is weighing me down? It could be a past mistake, a fear of the future, or an unhealthy relationship. Letting go creates space for new possibilities and allows you to face the darkness with a lighter heart. Letting go is an act of liberation. It frees you from the chains of the past and opens the door to a brighter future. Each of these lessons offers a path forward through the darkness. Together, they form a guide to help you face life's challenges with courage, wisdom, and hope. Darkness is not the end. It is a teacher, a stepping stone, and a reminder of the light within and around us.